Hi. Okay. What I'll try to do in this presentation, I'll just try to draft the last 9 years of my life and what my thoughts are, what my experiments are, and what I did, and what I came to realize at this point. So this is not a definite outcome, because things are ever-changing by nature, and you have to realize that things will keep on changing in your mindset. So let me just start by introducing myself again. As she said, I'm Heba. I'm 26 years old. By education, I'm an architect and urban designer. And by profession, I'm a teacher at the German university. And I'm the co-founder of Arini. I'll be telling you more about Arini towards the end of this presentation. So in the last 9 years of my life, I embraced a lot, and I embraced a lot of change in my way of thinking. And this is because I keep on reflecting upon things. And when you reflect upon things, what you're doing is a kind of lateral thinking. Lateral thinking is creative thinking. So I think, I reflect, and then creativity is induced. So I'll try to map this out in these coming 10 minutes. Okay, so in 2004 I graduated from school. Wanting to study architecture. I had no idea what architecture was about. I thought it's art and something to do with engineering, and I'm good at drawing, so I thought it suits me perfectly. But in reality, I really didn't know what it was about. So what happened is that I realized that architecture is more about the idea of design and the idea of art and the idea of how you're going to do the buildings. And at this point, I re-understood architecture. Okay. How do I understand it? So here, I'm just going to show you. When I actually graduated, I thought the Royal looks nice, or Lincoln Iskan looks nice, because this is what I thought architecture is. And then I realized that this is not what a good building is, or this is not what good design is, or what creativity is about. And at this point, I started re-understanding my own thoughts of architecture. Okay. And then I realized that this is what looks nice, and this is what is good. Okay. So this part is code and education, because it's actually where I got educated and where I got to understand what architecture is. So 2 years into the madness of drawing and reading and tracing and experimenting and studying, they were very experimental times in the times of university, and they were long sleepless nights. And in this point, I started to reflect on what it is I am doing and what it is I want to do with it. And then I started to see things differently. I started to understand that perhaps when a beam of light enters a room, I do realize that this beam of light, it reflects on the floor, and it gives the base color of the floor more color. Like, if you look at this chair here, because there is a spotlight, you will realize that the color of the red here is actually brighter. And it's only because of the light that reflects upon it. And so at this point, when I re-understood architecture, I had my own principles of architecture, and I came to realize that this is what I want from architecture, and I started having aims of architecture, and at this point I graduated. And when I graduated, it was a profession, and in this profession I had dreams, and these dreams didn't come true. So, in 2009, I graduated from my BE, and I worked at a place where I thought it's the best place in Jordan, and I'm going to do whatever I want to do. But in reality, it had nothing to do with what I wanted. I realized that I'm just a segment of a huge market that is invaded by the corporate world, and I'm not allowed to do things according to my own principles. I'm supposed to do things according to the principles that are dictated by the market itself. And at this point, what I really wanted to do is to use my own creativity and to use my own innovation to reflect on my work and to reflect on what I want to do with my work. at work, I spend from 9 to 5, 5 days a week, 4 weeks a month, and for 12 months, which makes up a total of 23% of your year, that without the overtime, and there's a lot of overtime in work, and that without the reading or the further research. And I realized, do I really want to spend more than 30% of my time doing something that is not what I want to do, and that does not that is not within my aims? So this is my last read. I hope you noticed that in this presentation I kept on using the word really, because I kept on rethinking, re-understanding, reflecting. And this is my last read. I rethought what it is that I want to do with work. And so if you're not satisfied with what you're going to do or what you're doing, and you most probably won't be, you ought to create your own job. And this is what I actually did. I created what I wanted to do. So it's basically the idea of true intentions. Do I do something because I'm supposed to do it? So I graduated as an architect, so I'm supposed to be doing buildings, or I graduated as a doctor, so I'm supposed to be doing whatever it is I'm supposed to do? Or do I do things because this is what I think it is, and this is what my beliefs are, and my beliefs are the ones that should dictate my way or my route? So I sat down with a couple of friends for hours and hours discussing what do you want to do with life, and how are you going to recreate your own job, and how are you going to actually do what you want to do. And this is how Arini came around. We wanted something that has to do with design, because we believe that design is not only for architects, it's for artists, it's for anyone that has to do with design. We believed in education, and we believed in connecting designers. We believed in connecting local designers with international designers. So at Arini, what we try to do is asking how we're going to put our education into use to help the city, to help its economy, and to help the people of the city. So Arini was created. What we do is we do workshops for students, we do workshops for professionals, for architects, designers, and we connect them with international designers, and then we bring forward live projects that are reflected in Jordan, in its streets, in its urban realm, and then we form a resource or an archive that could be used by anyone. And this is what we do. And on this note, I'll just end my presentation with just saying that through teaching and through Arini, I constantly have the chance to reinvent myself. And this is the whole idea.